Hey, it is Jamila McMallow, Life and Relationship Strategist for powerful, driven women coaches and business owners. And I just wanted to hop on here and talk to you about the fact that no, you do not have to settle for anything, okay? This is your get real and heal moment for today. So personally, I have a photo shoot coming up and it's going to be awesome, right? I hired a really amazing stylist, Salita Roberts. She's at Style to Impact here on Instagram. And if you're watching this video on some other platform, you can find her there. Also have an awesome photographer, Natalie Perez. She's with Studio N, branding and photography. And all of that is awesome, right? Well, the location for the shoot is just not coming together. It's just not falling into place. And I'm just unwilling to settle for something that does not light me up, that does not speak to the vibe that I'm on right now, okay? Because let me just let you know, if you keep up with my content, if you've read my posts, I started working with a coach in December. And whenever you start working with a coach, right, it causes you to start moving through some things. And so some additional blocks and limiting beliefs came up that I had to work through. And once I blew past them, right, these were very deeply entrenched things that I wasn't even aware of, right? But they came up. And once I got rid of them, let me tell you, every time you crush a limiting belief, every time you write a new story about yourself, every time you get rid of something that's not true, that has not been serving you, that you have been a construct, that you have been living your life, a box that you have shoved yourself into, that you have been unaware of, that you become aware of and you get out of the box and you become more of who you are without all of the conditioning and the messaging and the limiting beliefs and all the gunk heaped upon you unknowingly by your parents, okay? And these subsequent experiences or other family members or whatever, okay? When you get rid of that stuff and you're able to get back in touch with who you really are, what really lights you up, all of those things, okay, you grow, you expand, you become someone different. And so what used to fit doesn't fit anymore. And what used to look cute isn't cute anymore. Like, for example, I hate all my clothes. I'm like, I've got to go shopping. I met with my stylist. And after the next day, I got up and I said, I need to buy new clothes for this shoot. I don't have anything that is on par, because what she did for me, and this is just letting you know the reason why experts are so important, why hiring someone who you may not even totally get what it is that they do. But when you hire them, you're like, oh man, I was never going to see that. But she put together some different color combinations and things that I never would have, like a month ago, worn or thought was an idea of something to wear. But she expanded my view on that. And it really, because I'm expanded and open, because I recently broke through all these blocks, right? And let me tell you something, what's so amazing and beautiful and incredible about this is the further I go on my journey, the further I take my clients. That's what I love. That's what's so exciting. So that's what I want to tell you. No, you don't have to settle, because guess what? Where I'm at with mine right now, okay, where this journey of healing has taken me to, and then having this experience with this stylist and seeing the new opportunities and ways that I can dress and can look at clothing. Yeah, no, I'm not going to settle for a location that doesn't fit in with that. And so I want to let you know, that's just one example. That's just what I'm sharing with you right now. But no, you don't have to settle. Okay. One of the programs that I've created is my mastermind, The Prosperous Wife. It is for powerful, driven women coaches and business owners who are married, who want to become powerful co-creators in an incredible relationship with their husband. They already have a good and healthy relationship, but they want their relationship to go from good to great, from great to magnificent, from magnificent to phenomenal. And they understand that the only person that they can control is themselves and how they choose to show up in the relationship. And so the more healing they do, the better version of themselves that they become, the better they're showing up in that relationship, completely changing the trajectory of it, how they feel about it, how they perceive it, how they're experiencing everything, to make it something that they really feel thrilled and excited about. Okay. So what I want to tell you is, no, you do not have to settle within your marriage when you have a good man, because let me be clear. I'm only talking to married women who have a good man and a generally healthy relationship, okay? I do not help women unravel the ball of yarn of a toxic relationship, of being in a toxic relationship. That's not what I do. Hey, girl, that's not what I do, okay? It's not what I've ever done. Hey, and so what I want to let you know is that when you have a good man, when you have a generally healthy marriage, even within that, you don't have to settle and say, oh, well, it's good, so I don't have, I better not complain or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Listen, the fact is, even when it's good, there are going to be challenges because you're two imperfect people living an imperfect life, okay, trying to make the best of things. So there are going to be challenges. And when those challenges come up, it does not mean that you're somehow ungrateful. It does not mean that you somehow are not appreciative of the wonderful relationship that you have. No, it simply means that you want to address the challenges and allow your relationship to continue to grow and expand and thrive. So no, you don't have to settle for just good or good enough. You can continue to move forward and progress into greatness, being phenomenal and magnificent. Okay. And again, the only person that you can control in your relationship is you. Hey, girl. So that's the person that you're going to have to focus on. So like I said, no, you don't have to settle in your relationship. No, you don't have to settle in your marriage. You can make it better. And one of the things I talked about today, I did a really short room on Clubhouse today talking about gratitude. One of the ways that you can really move things along in your marriage when it comes to taking it from good to great is focusing on gratitude. And that means focusing on the things that are going well, the things that your husband is doing right. Perhaps they're qualities that he possesses. Perhaps they're things that he does for you that you really, really appreciate. Well, personally, my daily practice is every night before I go to bed, I write down 10 things I'm grateful for, and I pray to Jehovah God about it to thank him because that's who I view as my blessings is coming from. And so you want to write those things down because what it's doing is it's forcing your brain to stop and really focus on what's working, what is right, what's going well, because what you focus on, you get more of. And so if you're focused on what's going right, if you're focused on what's going well, if you're focused on what is good, then it can grow and become great because that's what you're amplifying. That's what you're magnifying. If you're simply focused on problems, then that is what will grow. But when you focus on what's working, then those problems seem to become minuscule. Now, in doing that, it doesn't mean that you still don't address those challenges. It doesn't mean that you still don't focus inward on what it is you're bringing to the table, the baggage that you showed up with, that you still haven't dealt with, that could actually be the reason why you're not as thrilled and excited as you ought to be in that relationship. Okay? So remember, you're the only person you can ever control. So focusing on what our husband is or isn't doing. And again, even when he's a good man, he's not perfect, right? But you're the only one that you control. And if you're good with you, feeling good in your own skin, feeling like you firing on all cylinders, then you're able to see things from a higher perspective. And when you see things from a higher perspective, then you are able to create change. You are able to create improvement. You are able to create a relationship that excites you, that makes you like that googly-eyed love you had when you first fell in love. And if you never had it, well, that's a different discussion. But I will tell you, I have had clients that did not get to really fully enjoy that honeymoon phase for whatever reason, pandemic, whatnot. But she certainly recaptured it after working with me. And that's because she did the work on herself. And what's interesting is when you work on yourself, you start to discover that there are sometimes things going on that you are like, what in the world did that have to do with this and that? But that was the crux of it. That was the culprit. And when you deal with that, then things start to change. Then the needle begins to move. Then you're looking at your husband with neutral and fresh eyes, and your marriage takes on a whole new vibe, a whole new meaning. So I just want to let you know today that no, you don't have to settle. Just like I'm not going to settle on the location for my photo shoot. I'm going to wait until the right location falls into place because I really don't like or feel like things should be forced. When things feel like they're being forced or like you're trying to make it happen, to me, that's a red flag. It's like, okay, back it up and wait. Something's not flowing right now. Something's out of alignment. Okay. And so what I'm letting you know is that no, you don't have to just listen to your friends and family who are like, oh, you got a good man. You better just, don't rock the boat. Don't ask for too much, just whatever. Those are all their beliefs. Those are all their feelings. You're not being entitled. Okay. You're not being a spoiled brat. You're not being ungrateful for what you have. You are simply trying to expand and grow it. If someone gives you a plant and you stick it in your backyard and it's just sitting there by itself looking stupid, you want to turn it into a garden. So what do? You get other flowers. You may even hire a landscaper because maybe you don't have the eye for that kind of stuff, but you want your backyard to look magnificent. And this little plant was just the beginning of it. So your marriage is no different. It's good. It's beautiful. It's this cute little plant, but you want to expand it. You want to grow it. You want to make it beautiful. Maybe you need to hire someone to help you do that. But either way, you understand that you absolutely have the right to cultivate it and make it grow. No, you do not have to settle for it to be just this one little cute little plant. It can grow and expand and become a beautiful garden that you are thriving in, that you love to sit in, that you love to dwell in, that lights up your day, that just makes you feel absolutely amazing and incredible. And so again, no, you do not have to settle. You are not ungrateful. You are not being entitled. You are not being greedy by simply expressing a desire or expressing a challenge or a problem or an issue that needs to be addressed or overcome. Okay? So don't feel like you have to play small, dim down your feelings because someone else told you that's what you're supposed to do. Okay? Because this is the context that I'm speaking within. The context that I'm speaking in, I'm a life and relationship strategist. So I'm always speaking in the context of personal development. So I'm not just talking about everything and anything. That's the context I'm talking to you from. Okay, so no, you do not have to just settle for mediocre. That's not even your standard right now. You know you're killing it in your business. You're doing phenomenal and amazing things. And you absolutely know that the good enough, the good or whatever that you have in your marriage could be even greater. You just have to focus your energy and attention there and do the work. And that's what I help my clients to do in my year-long mastermind, The Prosperous Wife. You're more than welcome to send me a DM to learn more about that. And if you have any thoughts or comments on where areas in your life where you feel like you've been settling or where you feel like, well, I don't know, should I just be, is this good enough or whatever? Drop it in the comments below. I'll respond or send me a DM because I know that married women don't want people in their business. And one of the things that I want to say is this. It's sad that married women who have good marriages feel like they aren't allowed to speak on challenges when they have them because they don't want people to think that they're not happy or they don't want to diminish their husband's reputation in other people's eyes. And that's exactly why I have created my club on Clubhouse, The Prosperous Wife, which is a forum and a space for married women to come together. Married women who have good husbands to come together and have those conversations and have those discussions and get the movement in the right direction to take their marriage from good to great to phenomenal, from phenomenal to magnificent. Okay. That's what that club is all about. So if you're on Clubhouse or even if you're not, you can click the link in my bio and join that club today if that's something that you would like to do. And also don't forget to follow me on Clubhouse and click the notifications so you can find out when those rooms are going to be held so you can join in those discussions. My handle on Clubhouse is exactly the same as it is on Instagram at Coach Jamila LV. So just wanted to hop on here real quick and let you know, no, you don't have to settle for just good enough. You can actually go from good to great, from great to phenomenal, and from phenomenal to magnificent. And when you've done that within yourself, when you've grown and expanded to a certain level, to a certain degree, where you feel a certain way, you don't have to diminish it. If this is where you are, and you can't even see my arms, but if this is where you are, if you've expanded here, and what you want is this big, you don't have to try to shove yourself back into a box you can't even fit in anymore. You can't even wrap your head around anymore. You don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to do that. You do not have to settle. And what I'm not talking about is contentment, because that's a completely different subject. That's a completely different thing. I'm not talking about an insatiable need to acquire things or experiences or whatever to fill some sort of void or hole that you may have within yourself. Not talking about that at all, okay? What I'm talking about is when you do the work and when you heal within yourself, you are going to grow and expand as a person. And your standards are going to get higher. And what I'm essentially saying is, no, you do not have to lower your standards. Raise everything up to meet those new standards, okay? You do not have to settle. Raise everything else up to meet those new standards. Okay, so I hope that you found this Get Real and Heal moment helpful. If you did, please drop a comment below. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. And I look forward to seeing you here next time. Thank you for watching live, or if you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.